Well, I hope that you guys are ready for a long one. That's what she said. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or night, or whatever it is, wherever you are. When does the afternoon turn into the nighttime? What time does that happen? When does the afternoon become night? Afternoon typically transitions into evening between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m., which then leads into night around 9 p.m. Anyway, good day to you, or night to you. All right, this is getting out of hand. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite mask collector's favorite mask collector, AJ Good, here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day. And boy, oh boy, do I have a video for you guys. That's right, because in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at all of the goodies that I collected at Palefest. Yes, it is the annual Palefest haul video, and we've got a lot of stuff. I'm looking at 3 full boxes that are like tote sized of goodies that I got at Palefest this year. And that is honestly the biggest reason out of a few as to why this video hasn't come out yet, because there are just so many items that I have been a little intimidated to come in here and film this very, very long video, especially while there's been so much other stuff going on. I have obviously had no shortage of things to cover, whether it's the drama, whether it's the other drama, whether it's Halloween huntings, whether it's unboxings like normal. We have just had quite a lot of things to keep us busy, but I finally feel like it's time to knock this out. I'm in a good mood. It's pretty early. I think that we can rock this one, and I'm honestly ready to see all of this stuff because there's stuff in here that I don't even know about yet. Anybody that handed me something in a box or a bunch of stuff in a bag, I told them that I wasn't going to look at it until this video. So yeah, obviously there were quite a few things that were handed to me loosely that I do know about, but there's a pretty fair amount of things that I don't know about, so this will be fun for both of us. You know, you and me. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, and we're actually going to start with an entire box that was given to me a few days before Palefest because I had a special guest drop by here on their way to Palefest. They were spending the week in Ohio, and they dropped off some goods right here at the church. So we've got a big box from Austin Wilson. I'm going to grab it, and we are going to look through this. I have a feeling that this is going to be pretty legit. He was very excited to give it to me, and when he's mailed in stuff before, he always hits all the nails on the heads. He hits everything. We get Jeff Gordon stuff. I can say that because I can see some Jeff Gordon stuff sticking out. We get Monster Jam stuff, Tech Deck stuff. Obviously, we get Slipknot stuff, and I believe that when he was here, he told me that there is a Goosebumps score in here that he was pretty excited about because he knows that I don't have this piece yet. So let's grab Austin's box. We will look at that first, and then we will continue with the rest of the stuff that I got at Palefest, okay? Coffee break. All right, so we've got this box here and another piece, which I guess I'll show you since it's already loose. It is this very cool, very strange airbrushed poster of Jeff Gordon. And I don't know why this is so uncanny to me. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but it's very, very weird. Weird enough that I really, really like it. I do believe that it's signed by the airbrush artist that did this. And at first, I really thought that this was a photo. And then when I got up close on it, I realized that this is an airbrushed art piece, which is really, really cool. Very strange and something very interesting for my Jeff Gordon collection that I didn't have yet. Now, we can hop on into the actual package. And like I said, there was definitely some Jeff Gordon. This is one of my all-time favorite rainbow card pieces. I don't know why I like this so much, but it definitely just reminds me of like a restaurant of some sort in the 90s. Seems like they would have these hanging, maybe like a bar or something, unfortunately, but I do have one of these, and I want 2 of these because when I first got here at the church, I had one of these here in the sanctuary, right in front of the stained glass. But then, when I created the Jeff Gordon corner, aka the Jeff Gorner, I moved this over there. Now, I have 2. I can put this one back in its rightful spot, and keep the other one out there with my collection. So, starting it off, very, very good. We've got this rainbow car inflatable, and now I am very excited to see the rest of the box. So I'm just going to start pulling stuff out blind. I don't know what I'm grabbing right now. Feels like a plastic vacuum formed mask. I will show you guys. Oh, I can kind of see it's upside down. Here we've got the Trick or Treat Studios Odorous Urungus Classic Vacuum Formed Mask. Something that I didn't have in my guar collection yet. That's very cool. So I'm going to turn this thing around, take a real good look for myself for the first time. I've never even seen these things like in a store. So this really will be my first actual look in real life at these Tots vacuum formed pieces. Very, very cool. Very simple, but very cool. I think that what would I call it? Words are hard. The execution of these is exactly what it's supposed to be. Execution. Great word. A little different than how I would normally use it, but the execution of this is very, very well done because this really is just some sort of film print that was kind of pressed over this vacuum formed sculpt, and it looks really, really good. A lot of detail in that, and that is very, very nice. Cool to finally add something new to the guar collection. It's been a few months, and before that, it had been even longer. So we are slowly but surely making our way back into the guar world, thanks to Austin and thanks to Griffin Terry, who sent the last guar piece in a while back. And that reminds me, I never actually posted about that piece on Instagram, so I'll have to get a reel or some sort of post made for that Slyminster piece. But there you go. The first mask of the Palefest haul video is this Odorous Urungus Trick or Treat Studios plastic vacuum formed mask. Very, very cool. I'm going to have to figure out a system for how everything is going to sit on this table because I have a feeling that the table is going to be full in no time. So we might just have to start a pile, move the pile, start another pile, move the pile, etc. So whatever, you guys don't care about that. Let's dive back into the box. I am reaching blind. Here we have a box of something. It is a Winner's Circle Jeff Gordon Barbie, essentially. It's obviously not a Barbie brand, but I do believe that it is the same size as those Barbies, and I'll have to check to see if I have this guy yet. I might not have this version. It does look familiar. I've definitely seen these, but I can't remember if I have this exact one in my collection. Regardless, it's very well done and honestly in super, super good condition for being like 30 years old. So hell yeah, more Scordons. We are 4 pieces down and we've already gotten 3 Scordons. That's a good day in my book. So I'm gonna keep going, trying not to look at the box too much. I feel another one of those plastic vacuum formed masks. Oh, it's so sick. The Odorous was cool, but man, I've got a soft spot in my heart for Ballsack. And they did really, really good on that. I didn't even get a full look at it, and I can already tell just how awesome that is. So sick. I don't know why I didn't grab these when they came out. I must have been really just not feeling whatever was going on in some way or some form, but that is so sick. This might be one of the rare instances where the product is better in your hands in real life than the catalog product. Fuck me, I can't talk. It might be better in your hands than the catalog photos make them look, and it's probably a hard sell for me to want to pick up a cheap $5 cheesy mask for however much they were selling these for, but I will say, these are awesome, and I should have picked them up when they came out because these look great. It's really cool that they're able to do these kind of screen prints over the plastic so that they can get all of that paint detail in there, like all of the blemishes and glares on Ballsack's armor there. Very, very nice. Very cool. Very nice. Very evil. Very Danhausen. Who am I talking to? I'm not even looking at the camera anymore. I'm looking at the tripod. Okay, let's keep going. I'm not gonna look, I'm just gonna pull. I feel a Beanie Baby. I assume it's a Jeff Gordon Beanie Baby. And I believe that this is a Jeff Gordon Beanie Baby that I don't have. Very cool, very rainbow. Scordon. All right, let's keep going. I'm trying not to look in the box, but I keep glancing over there. This is weird feeling. It is very rectangular.
I am rectangular.
Let's see. No way. No way. Dude, this is so strange. I've never seen this in my life. The fact that somebody kept this is very much AJ mentality. This is something that I would have done. This is Rainbow Car Jeff Gordon close-up toothpaste from way back in the day. What if I had to guess, like 98 or something? I don't know if there's going to be a date on this, but if I had to guess, it's right around that time. 1998, Charlotte Motor Speedway, May 24th, 1998. Very, very cool, and it's in such good shape. Somebody said, I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna keep it in really, really good condition for 30 years. That is so cool. Man, might be the coolest item out of this box so far for sure. All right, let's keep going. I feel another Beanie Baby. Oh, it's like almost matching. They're very, very similar. That's sick, dude. Got the 24s on the back. Love those. I don't even care about Beanie Babies, but sometimes they do them right. That is a good instance of when they are done right. All right, let's keep going. I feel a bag with something heavy as shit in it. Heavy. I don't know. Feels like maybe like a ceramic figure of some sort. I'm gonna guess some sort of ceramic Jeff Gordon. And it's wrapped in rainbow paper. I bet that he didn't know that I would know. Holy crap. Dude, it's a wood Gordon statue, and it's super nice. What are we talking about, dude? How sick is that? That's gotta be handmade, yeah. 1994, and I don't think that that's like pressed. I mean, maybe it is. There are stamps in there, but that is crazy. Dude, it's done so well. I love whittling and stuff, man. That's like my Appalachian culture right there, so this is super, super cool to see. Definitely a unique piece for the collection. I can't imagine that that is official, and I don't see a NASCAR stamp on it, but that kind of makes it even cooler because it probably is pretty close to a one-off. Like, I can't imagine that there are very many of these out there in the world. So, super sick, Gordon. I'm really scared to break that one now, actually, so I'm gonna lay that flat in hopes that we would never tip it over and drop it on the floor. Let's keep going. All right. Seems like, oh, there's a little baggie of something. It's going to be, ooh, a Jeff Gordon pin. And there's a pick in there. It's a Guar pick of some sort. Guar fucked your dog, and that's got to be a Grodius pick. Definitely a Grodius pick, and probably my favorite Grodius pick that I've seen so far. So that is very, very cool to have in the collection. I will definitely have to get that added to my little Tommy corner down there between the Cancer Christ and the Guar stuff. And then we've got the Jeff Gordon pin. Very, very cool. All right, let's keep going. I gotta put the small stuff in a little area so that it doesn't get knocked over and lost. And speaking of small stuff, let's take a little break from Austin's box so I can do this so that I can put this up. This is a little teeny tiny church charm that was given to me at Palefest from my good friend Corinne. This thing rules. I eventually want to get some sort of chain to put it on so that I can wear it, but yeah, let's see if I can get this to focus. Just focus. It's okay. Just focus. You can do it. I believe in you. There you go. Look at that. Little white church pendant. So sick. Can't wait to get that on a chain and wear it as a necklace. But for right now, I'm going to go put it back in its spot because if I lose this, it will break my little heart. And then we will get back to the Austin Wilson box, okay? All right, we are back. And before we jump back into it, I want to take a second to say that I hope that you guys are doing well out there. After all, today is a great day to have a great day. And if you're not having a great day, that is okay too. You know why? Because tomorrow is quite literally a new day. And what do we say about new days? Every new day is the first day of the rest of your life. So, take that with you, think about it, apply it, and make tomorrow the day that you want it to be, okay? Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump back into the box. So I'm going to feel around. I've got something little here. Feels like a figure of some sort. And it's going to be a little Stone Cold figure. And if I'm not wrong, I think that these might have come in those little collectible, like, soda can things. I could be completely incorrect about that, but I do think that that is where these came from. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm not a Stone Cold expert. I just have a lot of Stone Cold stuff. Why does this keep doing this? There we go. All right, mini Stone Cold, let's keep going. We've got a box in the corner here. This is something to do with Jeff Gordon, I'm sure. I haven't looked yet. It's a Christmas ornament. I would recognize these boxes anywhere. Hallmark Christmas ornaments, rainbow car, Jeff Gordon Christmas ornament. Very, very cool. This hits a soft spot for me because I love Christmas ornaments. I love Christmas in general, but I love Christmas lights and I love Christmas ornaments. My grandma is like the great keeper of Christmas ornaments. I couldn't tell you how many thousands of Christmas ornaments that she has, but she has a lot and some of them are dope, and I loved looking through those when I was a kid because everything had an ornament. Everything that I loved had an ornament. We had Jeff Gordon ornaments, we had Thomas the Tank Engine ornaments, we had Tonka truck ornaments, you name it, we had some ornaments, and Hallmark were the kings. So this is super sick and gets me pretty stoked. So, sick. Let's keep going. All right. I'm feeling something. I'm going to assume that this is some sort of die-cast car in a case. I am correct. The 1994 Monte Carlo rainbow car. I might have one of these already, but I don't actually remember if that is the right date. Very cool to still see the rainbow car in that boxy shape right before they changed over. So super, super sick. I love when these things come in cases. I just love cases and displays and dioramas. I think that all of that is super cool. And you know what would be really cool? If my camera would focus. I have it on spot focus, so right there in the middle, it should be focusing. And it's just not for some reason. So yeah, make sure that you tell me what I'm doing wrong, even though I know that I'm doing the right thing right now with my camera because I've had it for years and I know how it works. So what are we doing? There we go. Good job, you fucking $3,500 piece of shit. Okay, let's keep going. We've got, I think that's it for the bottom of the box. Nope, there is one more thing. This is going to be, it's skinny and rectangular.
I am rectangular.
Maybe some sort of trading cards. This is going to be Jeff Gordon postcard set. Very cool. That's another new piece for the collection. I definitely don't have these, and these are sealed like new. Very, very cool. And it's rainbow car. You can't beat that. If it's not rainbow car, I don't fuck with it. Now, let's keep going. This first big box right here, this has to be the Goosebumps score. I have seen the Goosebumps colors out of the side of my eye. Oh, he was right. I don't have one of these. This is the voice-changing curly mask. Now, that is a score, because not only is it a mask, but it's a pretty rare, pretty sought after piece that goes for pretty decent money on eBay. And he's right, I don't have one. I don't have one in my collection. And what good is a Goosebumps collection in the biggest mask collection in the world without one of the Goosebumps masks? I mean, we have to have them all, right? Super sick old vintage score, something that is 30 plus years old, and it's still in the box. That is dope. I cannot wait to find a spot for that out there in the collection. He was right. This is the one. This is very, very, very cool. So, hell yeah. Now, let's keep going. I think that we're down to two last things, and I feel like I know exactly what these are going to be. These are going to be old collectible cereal boxes, Jeff Gordon cereal boxes. I do have quite a few, but I don't believe that I have either of these. I might have this one. Definitely don't have this one. A lot of these are kind of folded up nice and neat and put into some safekeeping spots because it's kind of hard to display these, to be honest. They're so big. But I know for sure that I don't have this one. And this is cool because this is back when they were doing like hand-drawn art. Now I feel like if they did some sort of special edition box, they would just AI some fucking garbage on there. And we've really lost the charm of everything. So this is cool. This takes me back. I love it. And wow, what a box, Austin. Boxton? Oh, there's still something in here. One last thing. Golden Race Day Christmas ornament. Gold rainbow car. Very, very cool. Now, I have to find a place for all this stuff because I told you guys, Austin always does the damn thing, and he sure as shit did the damn thing. That was just one box from one guy. We still have two more whole boxes to go through, and it's stuff from a lot of different people. This is just stuff that I received a few days before Palefest when Austin stopped by my place on his way to Palefest. So, shout out to Austin, shout out to his dad. Great, great people. I absolutely love them. Very, very supportive. And Austin also has definitely the craziest House of Masks collection out there. So make sure to go hit him up, let him know that you appreciate him for giving you guys something to watch, and let him know that I appreciate him for everything, always, all the time, forever. Now, I have to clear this stuff off and make room for the next package. So give me a second, and I'll be right back with you.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I've got a tote set here on the table with a bunch of stuff from a bunch of people, but this is the more empty out of the two boxes that I still have left to go through. So I'm going to get through this one, and then we'll do the fullest at the end. I know some of the things that are in the very full box, I can see them sticking out. They are pretty cool, so I figured that this would be good for the next one, the mid part of the video. So I'll just start pulling stuff out. There's bags in here from folks. This is from Liz the Maggot. We know Liz, we love Liz. So, right here on top, we've got a Gengar plushie. Gonna be great in my Pokemon section. We've got, as always, a billion freaking sweet tarts because I love sweet tarts and Liz knows I love sweet tarts, so I always have an abundance of sweet tarts. I am sweet tart rich, you know? Sweet tarts galore. What else is in the box? More sweet tarts. Is that it? Nope. There's a little teeny tiny special Skull Rock. And I gotta say, I love it already because I really love... Oh, there's an Angine de Poitrine sticker. How cute. Anyways, as I was saying before I very rudely and very gaily interrupted myself, I love opal stuff. Opal is probably my favorite of any sort of rock, so an opal skull is right up my alley. Actually, I have this bracelet, this very special bracelet right here that definitely isn't made out of any real stone, but it's opal, and it kind of constantly looks like there is like light inside of it. It's very cool. I love opal. My Grom is painted like opal. I love opal, so hell yeah. Shout out to Liz. She always hits the nail on the head as well. Great little package, giggity, and now we can move on. So I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. There is a shitload of these die-cast Jeff Gordon cars. These were given to me by Tobblegoat and their dad. So we've just got car after car after car after car after car after car. A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. 5 of which are in these nice cases. 2 of them are loose. None of them are rainbow, which is actually pretty cool because these are the cars that I don't collect because I refuse to buy them. So when I can get them gifted to me, that's great. It's a way for me to be somewhat of a completionist without having to focus any of my hard-earned money on cars that I don't necessarily care about in the same manner that I care about the rainbow car. So this is actually pretty cool, and now I am Gordon rich. I just got stacks and stacks and stacks of Gordon. Here we go. Gordon rich. Shout out to Tobblegoat and their father. This is a very cool thing that I am absolutely not going to have any room for. So I guess it's time to extend the Jeff Gordon corner, aka the Jeff Gorner. We will have to make it go above the double doors out there and maybe down over into the other side of the studio side of the church. So maybe this is the catalyst. This and all the stuff that Austin gave me, definitely going to need some new shelves. Weekly Wednesday update videos come back soon, question mark? I don't know, we'll have to see. Anyways, let's keep going. We have got a bag here. It looks like this bag just has all kinds of random crap in it. There's definitely a mask that I purchased, and this was the first purchase that I made at Palefest. I think I might have bought this on setup day or maybe very early on Friday. I bought this vintage vinyl piece from my friend Mason Sparks, aka Sick Lark Inc. He had a crazy cool booth. I can't even explain to you how cool his booth was. It was just the perfect combination of vintage old masks and then new made masks by him that are right up our alley. So right on the top, he had all kinds of gym root jester conversions. They were absolutely perfect and phenomenal. I think he sold out of all of them. And then on the sides, he had a few racks full of vintage goodness. And this thing is just so cool to me. I saw it. I saw the very cheap price tag on it, and I said, hey, I've got to have that. And then Bishop was upset because Bishop was like, I was going to buy that. And I was like, I made it first. So I think Bishop ended up buying something from him as well, and everybody is happy. But this thing's so cool. It definitely gives me like old Scooby-Doo creature villain vibes. I don't know. There's something about it that I really, really like, and I'll be glad to add this into Dino's Vintage Mask Shop. So shout out to Mason. Now we've got this box. I keep calling these boxes. This is a bag. AJ, this is a bag. Just gonna train myself to realize that these things right here, these plastic sacks, are bags, okay? So I think that this was given to me by Tim Cecil, and I don't know why I think that. Maybe it's because this is in there, but if I'm wrong, if this was given to me by someone else, please let me know down in the comments. I do apologize. Obviously, I got a lot of stuff, and I saw a lot of people, and I talked to a lot of people, so I try to keep things in order in my head, but I could be human for once in my life and mess up. But I do know that this right here for sure came from Tim. This thing is an old Psychotic Symphony spandex hood, very similar to the one that Krusty Utters made. I do believe that this is a reprint and was made for some sort of Psychotic Symphony return. Like he actually made this for Krusty Utters, and yeah, dude, very, very cool. It's upsized, I do believe, and this will be a nice shelf piece for my Psychotic Symphony section, which has grown substantially over the last year or so. I definitely think that we need our own Psychotic Symphony shelf at this point. So we got to get back to the weekly Wednesday update videos. The sanctuary has just, I mean, the whole church really has kind of taken a backseat to all the other projects that have happened since the church warming party, and it's time to get back to that. I don't have to focus on Palefest anymore because Palefest is done for. Now I can focus on my time, energy, effort, and my money back into the church and making this place the wonderland that it will be. I mean, it's already great. It's already awesome. We love it. It's cool. But to me, it feels so far from finished, and I have so many things that I want to do and so many things that I want to display that I can't yet, like a Psychotic Symphony section, and with time and energy, we can get it there. So we definitely got to get back into that, and I'm just going off on a different rant and tangent now. Anyways, into the bag. There are all sorts of WWF collectible VHSs right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 VHSs. One of them is, yes, out of the clamshell casing. And then on the inside, we've got some Thomas the Tank Engine characters. I think one of these is from the Wooden Railway series. One of these might have used to been one of those ornaments I was talking about, a 1995 Hallmark ornament right there. I do believe it's Hallmark. Let me check this. Yep, Hallmark. We've got another Wooden Railway guy here, which these seem a little smaller than the normal Wooden Railway guys. This one is definitely a regular Wooden Railway series guy. That is the right size right there, but these guys seem a little small. Maybe I'm making that up because Percy next to Thomas there looks like the right size. So maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. Thomas seems like the right size. These other guys don't, but it is what it is. Mike? Who the fuck is Mike? Never even heard of Mike. This must be some later year stuff. Maybe after the Britt Allcroft years. I don't know. But I love Thomas stuff. I love WWF stuff. So if Tim was not the one that gave me this, if someone else gave me this, please let me know below so that you can get your credit, and I will thank you no matter who gave this to me. So thank you very, very much. I have to find a spot for this stuff to go, but I do have a Thomas collection out there, and if we ever get around to building those shelves out on the other side, I will have a very, very nice Thomas display, and you can bet your bottom dollar that those guys will be in there. So let's see what else we've got. It looks like we've got a t-shirt in here. This definitely came from one of the tattooers in the wrong tattoo alley. This came from Alliance Tattoos and Art. And we've got a business card here that says Certiva Tattoo. Certiva, I think that's what that says. Certiva Tattoo, yeah, it's on the bottom there. Certiva Tattoo. I walked in, he said, hey, what size shirt you wear? and I said I wear a medium, and then he gave me a medium. Oh, I didn't realize that it's a Palefest exclusive. We got Palefest 26 right there in the corner, and then a very cool like jester skull design on the back. That is super, super sick. I will be wearing that because I love it. It's a pocket print shirt, it's a Palefest shirt, it's got a jester skull on the back, and it's black and white, which is my favorite thing. So shout out to Certiva Tattoo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but if I'm not, just know it's because I'm a poor, stupid Appalachian white boy with no education, okay? All right, we got another piece in here that I'm not going to focus on too much because this thing is definitely getting its own video, so I'll just spoil the surprise right now for the tens of you that are watching this one right now. We've got a real mold Joey Jordison Volume 3 mask, and this is painted to look like the SMG prototype that Joey didn't actually wear. And this is very, very cool. This came from Joshua Everett. He absolutely killed it. I love it. I will make a video on that in the future, but we also got another one from Josh. This is an uncut kind of test blank paint copy thing that they were working on right there live at the event. I think that Josh's apprentice or friend of some sort was painting this. Josh was giving him some pointers and showing him how to do it. But regardless, it is a real deal Volume 3 plastic vacuum formed mask. And this is this month's monthly mask giveaway. I am going to leave it as is right now, but I'm going to promote it like this. And I'm going to let you guys know that whoever wins this, I will either finish it out, I can cut it out, cut the eyes out, do some paint work down here on the lips, just bring this thing to a little bit more of a complete level, or I can leave it alone. I can leave it like this. This can be a wall piece. It just is what it is. I think that this is super cool. And where else are you going to get the access to win a real Volume 3 Joey for $5? No one else is doing this. This is literally, the House of Masks is the best, okay? So, there you have it. As I was walking out on cleanup day, Joshua stopped me. He said, hey, my friend was painting this. Do you have any use for it? Can you use this? And I said, yeah, absolutely. That would be a great giveaway piece for my patrons for the monthly mask giveaway. So, for just $5, you guys can go over and get automatically entered to win this piece right here. A real mold Volume 3 Joey. What are we talking about? Click the Patreon link down below, sign up as a $5 or higher member, and your name automatically goes in the drawing to win this piece right here. Shout out to Josh Everett, always the man, and like I said, I will be making a separate video on that other Joey right there, and we will talk a little bit more about these pieces, how they came to be, what's so special about them, the reference for the SMG, and everything. You know how it goes. You guys are watching the channel. You guys know what I do and how I do it, okay? All right, so we are officially through the second tote. Now we just have the big bad box left, and there is a lot of stuff in there. And I want to say before we jump into that there is a good chance that some stuff is missing, because when me and Bishop were packing up, things were getting taken to different vehicles, and I know for sure that Bishop has a few things of mine, and I know that I have a few things of Bishop's. So if your item didn't make it into this video, trust me, I appreciate you nonetheless, and there will most likely have to be a part 2 to this, but your piece will get covered and will get credited. So if something is missing and you didn't see your piece in this video, trust me, it's been a crazy, crazy last couple of months with the lead up to Palefest and then the lead down from Palefest. It's been insane. So cut me some slack. I promise I'm not dissing you or ditching you or ghosting you or not showing your item on purpose. It's just that it's literally not here. It is buried amongst hundreds of other boxes from Palefest. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Now I can clear my table off and we can be ready for the final box, which is just overflowing with stuff. Very, very cool things right here on the top that I'm already seeing. So give me just a second and I'll come back and we'll do the final box, okay? I say okay as if you have a choice. Yeah, if you don't say okay back to me, we're just not going to do it. Ooh, okay, box number 3. All right, guys, so we are on the third and final box of this video, and it is filled to the brim. It's actually starting to come apart. So we'll just start pulling stuff out. I think first up, we have a shirt that was given to me by my best friend, Hog of Swollen Teeth, and this is a very, very metal Swollen Teeth shirt. I was actually confused when I first saw it because I was like, what am I looking at? And then I saw the Swollen Teeth logo and I remembered that Hog asked me what size shirt I wanted, and this just magically showed up at my booth. So this is actually super, super sick and kind of funny. I love it. Easily my favorite Swollen Teeth shirt. I wish that I had gone over to their merch booth, but I was so busy at Palefest that I didn't have the chance to. But I still left with something thanks to my best friend Hog, and I do have another item from Hog that I'm not going to put in this video because it might have been the craziest thing that I got at Palefest, and it's definitely going to get its own video, and I don't want to spoil that for anybody that doesn't know about it, so I'll probably mention this towards the end of the video as well, but there is one giant thing that I'm not going to put in this video, and that is that piece from Hog. So stay tuned. I will release a video on it in the very near future. I want to kind of get back into the swing of Halloween hunting and get some stuff like that out first. So you'll have this video. You'll know that it's coming. There will be a few videos in between, and then that one will drop at some point. But the best way to make sure that you see it before anybody else is to go over and sign up for my Patreon. Now, back to the items at hand. Here we have a bag. I don't know what's in the bag. I think it's a mask for sure. Oh, I do know what these are. I can feel what these are. So, Tyler Wrong sent in a box a few months back to get you guys hyped up for Palefest, and the items that we unboxed in that video all got given away to one lucky winner down at Palefest, and I was very jealous because in that box were a couple of very, very nice Paul Gray masks. Well, guess what? Tyler Wrong made up for that by giving me not just one Volume 3 Paul Gray mask. This thing is so sick. The quality of these is unbelievable, and they are easily the most accurate sculpts that I have seen out there of the Volume 3 Pauls. Look at that finish. Like, what are we talking about? So we've got not only one, not only two slightly different finish. As you can see, this one is a little less matte, a little less gray, a little darker. Very, very cool. And we've got not only two, but we've got... That is not one of those. I forgot about that. We've got three. Look at that. Absolutely incredible. He just took my Volume 3 Paul collection to a completely different level because these things are all absolutely incredible. Some would say that these things are Paul absolutely incredible. Do you see what I did there? Look how good these are. Absolutely insane. Very, very cool. What a gift. And each one on the inside says for AJ. So we've got Volume 3 Paul really worn for AJ. Tyler Wrong 2026. We've got Paul Volume 3 worn for AJ from Tyler Wrong 2026. And then we've got for AJ Hart. Paul, Volume 3, new, Wrong 2026. Very, very cool. And those weren't the only masks in that box. So shout out to Tyler Wrong. Now let's take a look at the other piece that was in that bag. I just called it a box, and I just realized that I called it a box. Why do I keep calling these bags boxes? Is it because I am a professional unboxer and I'm just used to saying the word box? Is it because I love box so much? Or is it because I'm a fucking idiot? Maybe it's just a combination of all three of those things. Anyways, this is something that was given to me at the very, very end of the last night of Palefest. That's a lie. It was given to me at the very, very end of Friday night at Palefest. And this was gifted to me from none other than Mega of Swollen Teeth. This is his stage-used mask from Palefest 2023. They had a dual set, so they split the setup into two halves. They did the first half in their tan kind of jumpsuit windbreaker outfit things, and Mega wore this mask. He wore this for not only the meet and greet earlier in the day, but he also wore it for the first half of their set at Palefest. So, consider me the proud owner of a stage-used Mega mask, the only stage-used Mega mask out there, because Mega's original base mask is still the same one that he's been using the entire time, and I have all of the skin sheddings from those other two. So he's got a third skin on his mask right now, and I am sure that when he is done with that, it will find its way into the collection with its brothers. And now we have the only stage-used Mega mask in the hands of collectors, and that is super, super cool. Very special, and I'm very humbled, happy, and honored to have that from my friend Mega. So, shout out to Mega. Now, let's keep going. We've got another mask in a bag right here, and I do believe that I know what this is. So this comes from my buddy Mike. Mike was planning on vending at Palefest 2026, but Mike got sick with something really bad. I think we all know what that means, and he was not able to vend, but last minute he said that he could attend. So I put him on the list, and when he showed up, we just gave each other a big hug. It was a very, very special moment. I appreciate that dude for coming through and still showing up to support the event. And he handed me this. I did not look at it. This was one of the things that I said, hey, I don't want to see it yet. I want to save it for the video. But I handed it to my buddy Tyler Burgess and I said, hey, look at this thing and I want to see your reaction if I'm going to love it. And Tyler definitely made me think that I was going to love it. So without further ado, the big reveal. Here we have a mask made by Mike, and if I can get it out of here, I will show it to you guys. Here we go. We have got a Tar Man mask, and I'll tell you that from the backside, it looks pretty freaking incredible. So I will spin it around for myself now. And just from the side profile, I'm already in love with this thing and blown away. Let's turn it around and take a look for ourselves. How cool is that? Man, the size is so sick, and I love those eyeballs. That is incredible. I definitely love this thing. Dude, huge, huge shout out to Mike. This thing is so sick. It's gonna look so good in the Red Room over in the horror section. Just phenomenal. So, man, Mike, thank you so much. I really appreciate this, and I'm so happy that we got to cross paths down there at Palefest. I'm glad that you were able to make it and kind of see what was going on, and I really, really am hoping for the best for everything for you, man. So, shout out to Mike. This thing is sick. Look at the tongue. Absolutely incredible. Love this thing. Definitely one of my favorite pieces that we've covered so far, and I can't really see that changing because of not only the incredible work here, but because of the sentiment. So, Mike, thank you very, very much. Man, such a thick pull, just an all-around quality piece. I love this thing. So, let's keep cruising. All right, so there's like a small box on the top here. I don't know what's inside. It says science stuff, so I assume this comes from our good friend Tim Cecil. I don't know. Every time somebody says his name around him, he says that they say it wrong, so I don't know what's going on there. I hope nothing else fell out of there. I don't think so. Maybe this? Yeah, I'm going to assume this came from Tim as well. The Mask Monger. Let's see what he sent. We've got... Damn, dude. Are these pillowcases? These are sick. I'm throwing these on the bed tonight. Whoever the next girl that comes over is lucky because she gets to lay her head on these cool-ass pillow sheets, and I am sure... Pillow sheets? Pillowcases. I mean, they are kind of sheets for the pillow, but pillowcases. All right. Anyways, you're going to get the show, okay? Because she's going to get the most mediocre 2 minutes of her life, but then she gets to take it easy on these things. And I'm sure that when she walks in and sees those, she's going to be really impressed. So, there we go. Here we've got just some crazy glasses. I don't even know what's going on with these things. But we got some spiky, it kind of reminds me of like Wednesday 13 or something. Some spiky glasses. We've got oh, I do know. This is a piece of McChill. I see what's going on there. Sorry, my bad, man. All right, we've got a little baggie here. Vinnie Ratlock blind bag. Sinister Sparkles. Let's see what's inside. All right. Lots of goodies. I'm going to just dump them out right here, actually. Ooh, we've got a science wristband with a... Why am I calling everything the wrong thing? This isn't a wristband. This is a bracelet. We've got a science bracelet, and I'm not sure what's inside, but there is a little vial there that has something in it. I don't know what it is, but it looks cool. So there's that. I love bracelets. We've got a For Science temporary tattoo. Very, very cool. You never see temporary tattoos anymore. We got a patch, and we've got a pin. So that is the blind bag there. I'm gonna put this stuff in there so it doesn't get lost. And then we've got a Psyduck Pokemon off-brand tech deck, which this is my favorite stuff, when worlds collide, and I definitely don't have that in the collection yet, so I will be happy to add that to my little Pokemon collection out there in the studio. Very, very cool. What a dumb Pokemon. Psyduck, that just makes it all that much cooler. Very, very sweet. Shout out to Tim. Thank you very much. You guys can find him here on YouTube as the Maskmonger, I do believe, so make sure to search him up. Now let's keep going. Here, we've got another t-shirt. It's not my size, but it looks like it might shrink. I don't know who, where, when, how. I honestly don't know whose shirt this is, but I guess we'll find out right now. This is, I think, another tattooer's shirt. It's there's a logo right there over the heart. I don't know how well you guys can see it because it's pretty dark. And then on the back, oh yeah, it's Tyler Wrong. TW, that makes sense. On the back there, we've got Wrong down on the anus, on the butt, on the anus, on the buttocks, on the other word for butt, ass. All right, very cool. I think that's gonna shrink up, so I think that will actually fit me very, very nice. So shout out to Tyler Wrong. We've already talked about Tyler, but never gonna not take the chance to talk about my boy. All right, we've got a bag right here. This thing is heavy, and it's got dinosaurs on the outside, so it's gotta be good. I've already seen some Scordons here. Gordon license plate. It's the Flame car, but that's okay. We'll let it slide. The Flame car was the second best car that Jeff Gordon ever drove, so there's that. We've got big, fat, die-cut decal. Maybe that can go on the military truck, so everybody will really know what's up. We've got sweet tarts galore. We've got a, let's see, I knew it. It's a little white church. Maybe not so little. It's kind of a good-sized church. But on the back, there is a note. So this says, hey, AJ, this is Jeffrey of Mr. Halloween FX. Jeffrey, fun fact, has won 2 of the Patreon monthly mask giveaways. Pretty crazy. And they both happen to be Leatherface masks. So kind of crazy. Anything can happen. You guys should go over there and sign up. Here at Palefest, writing this and saying, this is fucking awesome, dude. Seriously, this is my 3rd year with my girlfriend, and as a bonus, I got this postcard from back near home for you of this local white church. Thank you for making Palefest amazing and memorable for years. You, Bishop, and the whole team kick ass. Thom X Palefest, love Jeff and Brianna. Palefest forever. Another fun fact, he's talking about his girlfriend in here. They got engaged at Palefest. That's crazy. 2 engagements at Palefest this year. Wild. Very, very cool. So, shout out to Jeffrey and Brianna, and we've still got stuff to pull out of here. Here, we got a spooky little skull candle. I don't know if it's showing up very well on camera because it's pretty dark. Smells pretty good though, I won't lie. And then we've also got one final little teeny tiny Scorden right there in the bottom. If I can get my camera to focus, you guys will get to see it, but if not, I guess you get the idea. So there it is. All right, there we go. Jeff Gordon Scorden, very cool. Just a nice little bag with a nice little postcard explaining some nice little things about some nice little people. So, shout out to Jeffrey. All right, next up, let's do this pull right here from our buddy Samuel Alvarez, who made this crazy cool foam-filled Volume 3 V2 Sid Wilson skull painted like my most recent mask, the Chapel Roan mask that got retired at Palefest. I wore it Friday, and that was my last time ever wearing that mask. Definitely one of, if not my favorite at this point. Lots of good memories, a very cool look, and now we have something that just kind of ties some stuff together, man. A lot of memories with Sid, and this is just a cool custom concept piece. Very, very cool. Shout out to Samuel. He's always there. We always appreciate him. He's killing it at Flaming Skull Mask. Came all the way from Canada. Again, he also came to the church warming, and he came to Palefest 2024 at the Shoemaker Center. So Samuel's the man. Just shout out to Samuel. That's a super cool piece. I accidentally saw this online before, and I was like, whoa. People are really doing the damn thing this year, so I had no doubts that this video that you're watching was going to be incredible if people were going all out like Samuel was, and they certainly were. So, there we go. I love this thing. Definitely one of my favorite gifts of Palefest 2026. Next up, we have an item that I actually bought, and I got this for a crazy price. This is, I think, a recast, or maybe he owns the real mold. I'm not sure, but we got this from our friend get ready for this. Paul over at Dark Side Studios, because we somehow got Paul out of convention retirement to come vend at Palefest, which is crazy. That dude is beyond a legend at this point, and man, what a cool special thing. And his stuff was awesome and very, very well priced. Got this real mold Don Post Studios Emmett Kelly mask, the first one that I've ever had. Now, obviously, this isn't like a real vintage vinyl copy, but it is legit and it looks great. And I think I only paid like $80 for this, which is incredible. So, scoop this up. Very, very stoked about it. Paul is a great dude, and I just couldn't be happier about that whole thing. Like him coming and doing the event, the cool masks, our conversations. It was absolutely awesome, and I feel like I've got a new friend for life. So, shout out to Paul, shout out to Dark Side Studios, and shout out to Don Post and Emmett Kelly, because what a mask. Very, very, very nice. There we go. Let's keep going. Next up, we have something else pretty insane. I'm pretty sure that I literally thought that they were kidding when they said that they were going to be giving me this copy once the weekend was over. They wanted to keep it at their booth so people could see it, and then it would come back to me on the Sunday that we were doing breakdown. And that is this crazy ass Jay Weinberg concept piece. This is made out of actual copper, and this is based on the prototypes or the blueprints that Jay Weinberg sent me a few months back when he did those big auctions on whatever website that was, I can't remember, but he sent me some concept sketches for masks that he wanted to do, and he even explained a little bit more in detail for that video what was going on. And one of the masks that he wanted to do was a real metal copper mask, and that is exactly what we've got here. Now, apparently, this is all done to spec, to the point where Not a Mask Company actually went in and watched the video of me and Jay and compared sizes, since Jay's mask would obviously have been done for his head on his life cast. They measured mine and scaled this thing down to fit me the way that Jay's actual mask would have fit him, which is insane, crazy, wild. I don't even understand that level of dedication to the craft, but there we have it. And this thing is insane. This had an $800 price tag on it, and they just gave it to me. So shout out to Not a Mask Company. There's never really a way that they would ever get the credit that they deserve for this one, but I will do my best to give them that, because this thing will most certainly get its own video a little later down the road here on the channel. So wanted to show that off, obviously real quick, but it will definitely have a more detailed video only featuring that mask in the future. But yeah, dude, shout out to Not a Mask Company. They were so pleasant the whole weekend, and very, very stoked about that score. Next up, I don't even know if this is a score for me or what, but we've got a couple sets of drumsticks. I'm pretty sure someone brought these for Tyler of Mauled, who was hanging out at my booth all weekend, and he just left them. So I took them because I am getting a drum set very soon from Tyler, and I'm going to need some sticks. So what better to play that drum set from Tyler than some stolen Tyler drumsticks? Shout out to whoever brought these for Tyler. I don't even think that they're his size, but I'll make them work, so yeah. All right, let's keep going. I think that this is a piece from Lloyd's Advice Mask Company, and this thing was just so cool. I couldn't say no. It was pretty cheap. I like the way that his masks are made, and this is definitely one of the most different out of the bunch. There's just something about this guy, and honestly, if you know, you know. There were a few people that saw this. Once I bought it, they saw me walking back to my booth with it, and they were like, dude, you got that? I wanted to get that. Stop sleeping on stuff, people, because I sure did get it, and I sure do love it. This thing is incredible. I know what it is, but it gives me like so many different vibes, gold dust vibes. It gives me kind of Ed Gain vibes with the way that the bottom is. It's just strange. I don't know. I love it. I think it's very, very cool, and the price that I paid was absolutely incredible. So, shout out to Lloyd's Advice. Now, let's keep going. Here, we've just got some fan art. I don't remember when I got this, but I do remember who it came from. This is from Destroy the Brain over on Instagram, and it's been a while, I think, since I actually received fan art. Like, people don't send it in anymore, really. I mean, every once in a while, a couple times a year. And we haven't had a convention since 2024, so people weren't able to bring them to me in person. But we got a handful of fan art, and it makes me miss the old fan art wall from the old building. So maybe as we do these weekly Wednesday updates, we'll have to find a new place to stick all of the fan art, because I still have Every single bit of fan art that I've ever been sent over the years or that I've ever received at a convention or whatever, I still have all of that from the old building, and even before that when we were down at the salon or at the old house. I have all of that. I have every note that anybody's ever sent me. I've got it all, so we'll see what happens. Shout out to Destroy the Brain. Let's keep going. I wish that I could remember whose booth this came from. I'm gonna try to look for a stamp. All I know is it was 20 bucks, and I couldn't believe that it was only 20 bucks because it's not the craziest thing in the world, but it's definitely worth 20 bucks. It's got old school zombie vibes. There's a Santa hat. I just really liked everything about it. Obviously, it's a little misshapen from sitting in that box for the last 3 weeks, but I'll get it back to shape. I just thought that that would be a nice piece for Dino's. It's just a cool, weird zombie piece. I liked it. And 20 bucks, what are we talking about? That thing is sick. Again, honest to God, I can't remember whose booth I got it from. I can remember walking up there and talking to them about it, but I completely forget who I bought this off of, so I'm sorry. But it's a very cool mask. I like it a lot. Let me see in the flyers on the Palefest Instagram and see if I can track down who I bought this from, because I'll remember it as soon as I see the shit, but I just don't right now for some reason. Was it Mortarheads? I think it might have been Mortarheads. Yeah, I do believe that this came from the Mortarheads booth. So, shout out to Mortarheads. This cheap creep right here is so sick for 20 bucks. I went over there and I was like, why are you selling that for $20? He's like, I just want it to move. I don't want to take it home with me. And I was like, well, sign me up. I'll take it. I think I actually gave him a little bit of a tip too, because I thought that that was too cheap for this. And dude, Zombie Island vibes. I don't know. I just think it's cool. 20 bucks, whatever. All right, let's keep going. Here we've got fan-given masks. I don't quite remember who gave them to me, but luckily there is a name on the inside. These are both from Jackie Rat TV, and this thing is actually pretty spooky. I don't know what it is about that, but I feel like you could do some crazy photography with that and create some spooky images. So, shout out to Jackie Rat. I'm afraid that we are running out of room, and I'm only halfway through the box, so I might have to do a cleansing and then continue, but we are getting there. We are slowly but surely knocking this one out. So, by the time that I snap my fingers, we will have a clean table, and we can finish this out, all right? No, I'm not going to do that transition. That's lame. All right, so our palette is cleansed. I even got a poop break in there, and I believe that we are on to our third and final round for this video. So let's go ahead and jump back into the box and see what we've got. So it looks like we've got a little popcorn box here from Not a Mask Company, those who made the Copper J mask that I showed earlier. So let's see what is inside. I assume this is going to be a lot like Tim's little mystery blind bag thing. So yeah, let's see. We've got a logoed sticker there with the copper mask on it. There's a bunch of stickers here, actually. So yeah, they all feature what look like a different mask that Not a Mask Company offers. Pretty cool. More stickers, so many stickers. We've got a little bendy mini robot guy. That's super sick. I actually really dig that. He is very cool. And then we've got a few 3D printed keychains here that say Not a Mask Company. Very, very nice. I am a big fan of these little blind boxes, blind bags, whatever they are, the little mystery, fun, whatever you want to call them. I think that that's cool marketing, and I always appreciate when anybody out there does this sort of thing. So shout out again to Not a Mask Company. Now, let's continue. We've got a mask right here from the man, the myth, the legend, longtime channel friend, Mr. Paul J. Vict, aka Perfect Ugly, and I remember him walking up and just kind of tossing this to me, and yeah, it's sick, man. I love vampires, I love female masks, I love the colors on this thing, so it really is just a nice, cool score from my buddy, and I believe that he's still selling these, so if you guys want to go over and get yourself a Vampirus, you can go over and do that now. We all know Paul, at Perfect Ugly. Hit him up. Let him know I sent you. He is the man, and I appreciate everything that he does for me on the channel, or just the House of Masks in general. Yeah, the House of Masks loves Paul J. Vick. Moving on, I don't remember where this came from, but I do remember that this is a modern Gordon shirt. You can literally go buy these somewhere right now. Let's see what the tag says. Old Navy. You can get these at Old Navy, and it is the rainbow car. It's the new version of the rainbow car. It's got, as you can see, the Axalta logo there on the side instead of the old DuPont logo, but it looks vintage and it is a rainbow car, so it's cool in my book, and it's a Scorden that I didn't have yet. Thank you very much if you gave me that. I just don't remember. I don't remember even receiving that. So if it was yours and you gave me that, please let me know down below in the comments. I will be looking forward to thanking you, and I'll say thank you right now, but I want to thank you after I know who you are. So let me know down below and I will get your credit to you, okay? Now, we've got a framed piece of fan art right here. I love this thing. Very, very cool. And this might be the first art of the new look. It might not. I'd have to go back and compare some posts as to when this was made and when another giant thing that I'm going to show you at the end of the video was made. But regardless, it is still very much a very cool new piece of the new look, and one of the only ones. I think that there are like 2 fan art pieces, both of which I just talked about, of this new Morgor mask. So that is very cool. And then there is a message on the back there, which I will read to you right now. It says, Mr. AJ Good, thank you for taking the mask community to the next level. 1,000,000 years ago, I sent in a begotten mask. Your kind words meant the world to me, from Blake at _Gravedoll_. I do remember the begotten mask. It's literally on display right across from me, probably 50 feet over in the red room, the horror room. So that is sick. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And that artwork is super, super cool. I remember when he pulled it out and showed it to me, I was really stoked about it. So super duper sick. Now, we've got, I'm gonna pull a bunch of this stuff out all at once, actually. There's like paper goods in here, and we can just crank through that. I see some stickers, some other fan arts, different stuff like that. So we'll try to group some of this stuff together, and I'll be honest, I have no idea who some of this stuff came from. The Pokemon cards, I don't know. If you gave me these Pokemon cards, please let me know. I love Pokemon, so obviously I will put these in my Pokemon collection. And most of them look like older Pokemon cards that I can fuck with. Dude, Grimer, sick as fuck. I definitely don't have that card yet, so that is dope. Clefairy, Zubat, Magnemite, holographic Mankey. Good stuff in here. Good stuff. I appreciate these, and they're all in good condition too. So please let me know if that was you, and thank you very much. We've got a little piece of fan art right here. This is an older version of my mask, and this is from Svinya, who I think definitely probably came from the furthest away. Unless somebody came from Australia or New Zealand, which maybe somebody did, I can't remember. But my point is, Svinya came from, what's the place called? It's over by Germany. I forget what it's named. Svinya, let me know down below where you came from. I know that it's over by Germany, so shout out to Svinya. Very, very cool to see you there, and it looks like you had the time of your life, so I'm very thankful and proud, and I hope that you had a great time and it was everything that you wanted it to be. And thank you for the fan art. Here we've got some Tyler Wrong stickers, 2 of them. Here we've got a fan-made Swollen Teeth kind of poster design thing, which is actually really sick. Swollen Teeth, I'm just saying, if this was official merch, that's pretty sick. I don't know, hit them up maybe. Another Tyler Wrong sticker. Here we got a sticker from Mads. Fuck hard, shit loud, piss fast. You know, I always do. And then we've got an MD Studios Palefest exclusive box, and I've seen what's in these, so I'm not going to open mine up because I like the Palefest exclusive stuff, and I'd like to just have this. But if you guys want to see what is inside, there are a few other creators here on the platform that have shown off their goods in their Palefest haul videos. So go over, check their stuff out. It'd be a good reason to get you over to their channels to check their stuff out. But the MD Studios X Palefest 2026 grab bag, goodie bag, mystery bag, whatever it is, I like that, so I think I might just hang that up somewhere as is and not diminish the value. I'll have the only sealed copy out there or something. So shout out to MD Studios, my boy Dufresne. Let's keep going. Again, I just don't remember where this came from. Oh, he's got a little Buckethead thing in there too. Buckethead patch, Leatherface plushie, Very, very cool. I do actually somehow have quite the plushie collection out there in the studio above the television, so that thing will have a great home. Shout out to whoever brought me that. Here we've got, I think this came from Jackson. I think he was just giving away vintage masks, and he told me to pick mine. And I said, no, I want you to pick mine. And he pulled this guy out. So we've got this vintage Caesar piece right here, vinyl, so it'll never rot. And I think that this will have a good home over in Dino's. Just a classic Halloween mask, very cool. Shout out to Locked Ridge Masks. Jackson, I appreciate you. We got more little random goods. We've got 3D printed metal gnome. Not actually metal, but he's like metal. We've got a tussle. Oh, this is the Freezy McChill from Tim. Little figure, that's cool. I think that probably fell out of his little mini box earlier. We've got a Peyton Patron sticker right there. And then we've got a very cool Venusaur card that came from the clown that was down there doing his little clown business. He was doing magic tricks, and he had a special magic trick just for me. And this was the card that I pulled, except it wasn't, but it was. It made sense if you saw the trick, but the trick was cool. It was magic. I don't know how he did it, and then he ended it by giving me one of my favorite Pokemon cards, which is so sick. So there's that. This is actually not a gift. This is something that I took to Palefest for the Distortions booth, and apparently it got put back into this box so that I would take it home. But that doesn't mean that there aren't still more items in here. So we've got a bag right here. I don't know what's in the bag. Let's find out together. It looks like we got a little Gravedigger action. Pink Gravedigger? Never seen that in my life. Definitely don't have that in my collection. Very, very cool. Digger, I hardly know her. Then we've also got a little half and half mask right there. Who's this come from? This comes from Hawk Horror Productions. We know Hawk Horror very well. Super, super dope. Little half face mask there. Got some fucking black and gold. Very, very cool. It says Palefest 2026 on the black side with gold letter. I love black and gold together. Black and gold, super sick. Shout out to Hawk Horror Productions. And there's more. We've got a Goosebumps Slappy World book right there. Not even sure that I have that book, to be honest. So if I don't, that is a great addition to the collection. And then finally in the bag, we've got some of their business cards. Shout out Hawk Horror Productions. Thank you very, very much. Let's continue. Now we've got Lee Machines. Did someone give me a tattoo machine? No, it's just, oh, they did. Oh my God. What? Bro, okay, hang on. Before I show you guys this, I want to read the note to you. That is crazy. It's so cold over here that my nose is like starting to run. I keep the mask room very, very cold for the masks, and it's actually starting to freeze me out. Like my fingertips kind of hurt. My legs are very cold because I'm in shorts, and I keep snotting because my nose is running. All right, so the note says, hey AJ, I've heard you talk in the past about how you used to tattoo. I'm a tattooer myself as well as a machine builder, so I thought I'd make you something you can't get anywhere else. That is very, very true. This is a one-of-a-kind machine handmade by me. I chopped this thing out with a bandsaw and hand-engraved a House of Masks logo onto it. It's pretty hefty, and I know you don't tattoo anymore, but I figure it'll make for a nice paperweight or a cool wall hanger for you. Keep cool shit going. From Lee Machines, Instagram at Lee Machines. And dude, when I tell you that this is so sick, I mean it. Look at this thing. Come on, camera, don't do this to me. I'm not editing any of this out. Look at that thing. How sick is that? Literally a House of Masks handmade tattoo machine. So cool. We've also got some stickers in there. We've got some business cards in there. And then we've got a bandana at the bottom. I love bandanas. Maybe I should bring the bandanas back, to be honest. There we have it. Dude, that machine is sick. Definitely like probably a top 3 items that I've gotten so far, and I had no idea that that was in there. So love this thing. Very, very cool. And he's right. This will make for some sort of cool wall hanger or something on my editing desk. And then who knows, maybe I'll tattoo regularly again one day, and this will be the go-to machine. I don't know, never say never. All right, shout out to Lee Machines. That was a very, very cool piece. We are getting to the nitty gritty. We are getting to the bottom. We've got just a couple of things here. This is a bag with a note. So let's unfold it and see. It seems like there's a gift card. There is. Oh, we got the Bath and Body Works gift card. Your boy is getting some candles tonight. This note says, thanks for everything you do. There's 50 bucks on this gift card for candles. I hope you like it. And the bracelets from Delia. Delia, super cool name, but it trips me up. Thank you, as always, for the bracelets and for the gift cards. Every Palefest, she brings me bracelets and a Bath & Body Works gift card so I can go get me some new candles, and I love that because I love candles. Now, we have another piece here from, I don't know yet, but I guess we will find out, and I can tell you that looking through the bubble wrap, it looks pretty freaking sick. Oh, I see. This is from Andrew Smith down at the Flatwoods Monster Museum. And again, if my camera would just do camera stuff, you could see I actually have the full-size version of that board that I picked up down in Sutton when I went down there a couple of months ago looking to buy a military truck. Now, I didn't end up buying that military truck, but I did get to stop by the Flatwoods Monster Museum, and I picked up a nice little care package of some cool stuff. Now, the really, really cool board that's in there is this one right here, because look, it's got your boy on the board. How sick is that? Man, I love stuff like that. So cool. Just very, very cool. I don't even know what else to say about it. So, shout out to Andrew Smith. Shout out to the Flatwoods Monster Museum. I love the fact that really is like the only cryptid that I care about. I think that the Flatwoods Monster is the coolest cryptid, and it just so happens that Andrew Smith is like the curator and the operator of that museum. So I get some benefits from the fact that he likes my channel and he's a homie and all that good stuff. So yeah, dude, shout out to the Flatwoods Monster Museum and Andrew Smith. Here we have a couple Scordons. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember where those came from. You guys gotta understand that sometimes these scores just showed up at my booth. I wasn't at my booth the whole time. Sometimes people would bring stuff by and set it down. Sometimes people would stop me as I was literally walking off stage to go get a drink or something. I don't know. People would stop me and hand me stuff. I did my best not to look at stuff. And yeah, I want to give everybody a fair shot at understanding who these come from. But sometimes I just don't know. Now, this was a shirt that somebody made for me right there at the festival. I literally watched them make this. It's got one of the flyers, probably my favorite flyer on it, that has all of the bands and stuff, and I think that that is pretty sick. I won't be wearing that because I want to keep it put up. It's a cool thing, and I don't want it to get torn up. Now, there seem to be a few more shirts, maybe just one more shirt, two more shirts. Oh, these are just some Palefest Forever shirts, size small. Anybody out there need a size small? I've got some. I'll sell them to you. And now they're in a video. So hit me up, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's keep going. We really are getting down to the bare bones. This is a cool one. I'd like to show this off. These came from Devon, England. And those are his wisdom teeth. And these are probably the coolest teeth I've ever received because they came in a wet specimen jar. Normally the teeth that I get are just in a bag and I put them in my dry jar of human teeth out there. But Devon's are special. He already had them in this jar, and for some reason the jar with the liquid just adds to the coolness factor of these. So that is super sick. Shout out to Devon. Now we've got something special that came from the Anders camp. When all was said and done, lady walked up to me and she handed me this used drum head from the festival with signatures from everybody that was involved, including Lonnie and Covert. And it's personalized. So for everybody out there talking shit, trying to act like Anders was upset at us for something or something was done wrong to them or whatever, you're full of shit. Drop it. You're dumb. All right, there we go. Very, very cool. Shout out to Lady for making that happen. This is a really, really cool souvenir from the show, and I definitely, absolutely appreciate it. I can't wait to get this hung up. So there you go. Now, I think that we only have like, let me see. Yeah, that is pretty much it. We have 2 scores left, and both of these are masks, and both of them are cool. Now, let me tell you before I show you this thing that I did buy more masks at this festival than I've bought at any convention or festival probably in the last 10 years at least. It really has been a decade since I have walked in to a showroom of a show, whether it's my festival, Mask Fest, Horror Hound, whatever it is. It's been a long time since I've been genuinely excited to go shopping. Like, I will go browse the booths looking for things that I want, but I just don't seem to find it that much anymore. I don't know how to explain it. It seems like 15 years ago, everybody's booths were just jam-packed full of cool stuff that I couldn't wait to spend my money on, and now I can hardly find anything that I want to leave the convention without. That all changed during setup on Thursday of this year for Palefest, because as people were setting up, I was already like, dude, I'm buying that, I'm buying that, I'm buying that, and it felt really, really good. Not only to support these people, but to get that excited about people vending at my festival. I don't know where the spark went. I don't know if because I have so much stuff that I'm just subconsciously trying to be a little more careful with what I buy because I don't have the room or what, but it all went out the window this year during the setup day of Palefest 2026. So Friday morning, before they opened the gates, I was already out going up and down the aisles, going shopping. And one of the things that I really, really wanted was this Man Behind the Mask Productions piece. Mr. Ryan Foresta had these crazy, like, kind of clowny, sort of devilly face masks with this Slipknot Jim Root style strapping. And for some reason, this pink one was just calling my name. And I couldn't believe how cheap these were. I think that these were like 100, maybe 120 bucks. And I'm just thinking, like, dude, it's way too cool looking of a mask, way too high quality, and I love Ryan. Ryan is the man, and any chance that I get to have something by him in my collection, I will take. Normally, it's Slipknot-related pieces, so for this one to be an actual, like, custom Man Behind the Mask Productions piece, I was very stoked on that, and I just love the pink finish. It's so cool. So this is definitely one of my favorite pieces that I picked up this year, and I was so excited to see that and to buy it, and now we have it here. So shout out to Ryan. Thank you very much, sir. Love your stuff. Thank you for always coming through, showing up, and showing out. We appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you again. All right, last but definitely not least, at least for in here, because there are some larger items out there on the studio side that I wasn't going to drag in here for this video. I would rather just take you guys off of the tripod, take you over there, show them off, and then end the video. But for right now, the last piece in this box is something from my buddy Mason, and I think it's fitting that he gets the last spot because he is the man, and I think after this year, I can confidently say that he has become a friend. So shout out to Mason. We've got a Jim Root W-neck Jester. This is an Iowa era conversion. We've got the hair dye on there. This thing is fantastic. I'd like to get this put onto a mannequin head so that it will kind of hold the shape a little bit better, but I think you guys get the idea. His shit is so authentic and so real and so good and so accurate. I can't say enough nice things about it. I wanted to buy all the Jester conversions that he had there, but I already have so many Jester conversions that I kind of have to be careful. I don't need 16 Ozfest Jim Root masks in my collection. And trust me, when Austin bought the one, I was kind of butthurt because I had been eyeballing it, telling myself, you don't need that, you already have so many of them, and then Austin got it. But I'm happy because Austin's a great guy and he definitely deserves to have one that nice in his collection. And Mason made a sale, so there we go. This was the last Jim Root mask that he had available at his booth. All of the others sold, so he came over to my table and we worked a deal, and now I have this here. This will probably end up getting its own video as well. It's been a while since we've done like a proper Jim Root conversion video, and I don't know that I have this exact version in my collection. I definitely have some that kind of surround it, but I think that this is the truest to this conversion that I have, so I'll probably end up making a video just on this thing alone. So yeah, dude, shout out to Mason, shout out to everybody that had anything to do with this video. Such cool stuff. I definitely never really think about this video until I get home with all the stuff, but like leading up to Palefest, I'm never like, oh, I wonder what people are gonna bring me. I don't even think about the fact that people are going to bring me stuff. So when everybody shows up and they give me gifts, it's just so cool. and I definitely appreciate it. And it was really nice to feel the desire to go shopping at a convention again. That is what it should feel like. That is what it used to feel like, and that's definitely what me and Bishop wanted to bring back with the convention when we started Palefest. We wanted to bring the magic back and to bring that feeling back, and it just reminded me of when I was a kid and I was saving up my dollar bills by the day in a jar and hoping to have $1,000 to spend at MaskFest because I was so excited to go there and buy stuff. So yeah, dude, just a crazy cool haul. Thank you guys all so much for everything. And before we get out of here, I am going to take you guys out to the front room. I believe that we have 3 items out there that are just too big to bring in here and wouldn't really make sense. So I'll take you guys out there and show you those as well, and then we will wrap this thing up. But for right now, thank you to everybody that sent this stuff in, or I guess showed up with this stuff and gave it to me. And thank you to everybody that I purchased off of. I love everything that I have here. And now begins the tedious task of finding a place for all of this stuff amongst my ever-shrinking space. Because even when you buy a whole church, you still run out of space when you're the House of Masks and you have this level of autism. So, yeah, I love you guys. Let's go out front. All right, guys, we are almost done, and we are out here on the studio side of the church, and that is because the last 3 items that you guys are about to see that I acquired at Palefest 2026 are very, very large. Too large for me to even want to take them into the sanctuary, but also so large that even if I put them in there, they would be just as out of place as they are out here. So, without further ado, I give you the final 3 items. Now, first up here on the floor is this very, very large banner with some crazy cool art. This was done by Tyler Wrong for the Wrong Tattoo Alley. And as you can see, he's got me on there looking like some sort of crazy, scary Japanese monster. It's pretty sick, and I think I stand corrected. I think that this might have been the first artwork done of this mask, but it was kind of kept on the hush-hush, and then he ended up having a giant banner of this made, as well as a giant banner of the art that he did of Bishop, and he gave us our banners when the festival was over. So I got to take this home. It's super, super, super sick. I really, really like it. I just don't know where to put it yet, but it's definitely getting hung up. It's way too cool not to hang up, and I absolutely love this thing. So the first thing that you guys are seeing is the Tyler Wrong Tattoo Alley Palefest AJ banner or whatever. Super sick. Shout out to Tyler. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to find a place for this because the floor ain't it. Now, next up, we have a couple pieces that came from Bishop. These were gifted to me after the festival because Bishop made quite a few of these things for the fest, and that is going to be not only this crazy cool Buckethead Land podium, kind of Haunted Mansion style podium, like you would see, obviously, in the Haunted Mansion, but around Disney at the Haunted Mansion. And, I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's super, super sick, and it is one of my favorite things. The actual sculpt, kind of gargoyle-esque bucket head thing up here at the top with the Palefest funeral sticker and the PFC on the bucket is just so cool. So this will obviously go into Buckethead Land, but I need to reset up Buckethead Land because we took so many of my Buckethead props and life sizes down there to Palefest, and I have not gotten them set back up yet. And with the with getting these items right here, especially this one, I want to have that in there, but that's going to take some rearranging, so I'm going to have to get around to resetting up Buckethead Land, rearranging it, getting it good to go, and then that will go into Buckethead Land. Now, the last item is going to be this giant 83 Caesar, which I am still very undecided. I mean, this could go any which way that you could imagine. This could go in the sanctuary. It could go somewhere out here in the studio. It could go on the front of my military truck as not only like a shout out to Buckethead and Joey Jordison, but also as a shout out to one of the greatest movies, most underrated movies of all time, Maximum Overdrive. The possibilities are endless. This thing just could go outside on the front of the church. I don't know. I'm talking like a crazy person because stuff like this is legitimately crazy. We have a giant 83 Caesar right here, and I own it. I can do whatever I want with that. So what do you guys think that we should do with this thing? Should we stick it outside of the church? Should I stick it onto the front of the military truck? Probably a horrible idea because I literally drive over trees in that thing, so this will never be the same, so maybe that one's out, but the concept is cool. Like, the idea is a cool thing to think about. But yeah, dude, giant 83 Caesar. Shout out to Bishop for both of these things. I definitely appreciate it. I do have some more stuff down at Bishop's that I need to pick up that just wouldn't make it in this film. The whole time I've been doing this video, the whole time I've been shooting this episode, I've been talking like an idiot. Just too much filming for me, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying. I'm a professional YouTuber. Shout out to Bishop for these. I have more items down at his spot that obviously didn't make it into this video, and that's because I just didn't want you guys to wait anymore, and it's going to take a while for both of us to sift through our items and get everything squared away, and it just is what it is. But the video's out now. I think it's like going to be an hour and a half long or something, so quite a lot of Palefest score content, which is awesome. So yeah, what do you say we go ahead and wrap this one up? Thank you guys again for watching this video. I definitely appreciate you, and I appreciate you guys keeping it positive around here despite all of the negativity that's been floating around from people who just want to be negative. I mean, it's so obvious at this point that people will twist any sort of truth or fact into something that isn't truth or fact just to make themselves feel better, to be negative. And a lot of you guys out there don't live by that. You don't let it happen, and I appreciate you. So until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks telling you that I love you, I appreciate you. Please stay away from drugs and alcohol. Let's get to 200,000 subscribers, and welcome to the Halloween season. Now, with all of that being said, I am going to get out of here. So I love you again. Goodbye forever. Not really forever. That's just something I say sometimes. Okay, bye.